Hello and welcome to part 9 on how to create animated light ribbons using Blender. In this part we're going to set up some basic compositing which will allow us to tweak the ribbon colors to our liking, and then we'll render the animation to PNG files. Start by letting the animation run for a few frames. Pause the animation and press F12 to render the current frame. Then switch to the Compositing view in the drop-down above. We won't need the bottom two windows, so let's close them out. Go ahead and check Use Nodes and Backdrop. In order to see the currently rendered frame as the backdrop, we need to add a viewer node. Connect the render layer's image output to the image input on the viewer node. You can zoom out using the controls on the right, or click Fit to have it automatically sized for you. Let's move these up out of the way, and then add a color balance node. Connect the color balance image output to the image input on the viewer node so we'll be able to see our changes in the backdrop. You can use the color balance settings to change the colors of the ribbons. For instance, maybe you're looking for a blue color. Or how about green? Perhaps orange? I'm going to go with a nice dark blue. Now the output going to the viewer node lets us see the change in the backdrop, but the output going to the composite node is what will allow us to see the change when we press F12 to render or when we render the animation. Let's switch back to the default view so you can see this in action. Press F12 to render the current frame. Notice it first renders as the basic yellow and white, and then the compositor kicks in and adds the color balancing. At this point we're ready to render our animation, which will save each frame as a PNG file. Then in part 10 we'll combine the PNGs into a movie file. First let's reset the animation to frame 1. Then select the render button on the side panel. If you need to, you can alter where the PNGs are saved by changing the path in the output field. Mine is currently set to /temp, which is a temp folder on my C drive. I'm going to leave it there. When you are ready, click Animation. This is the part that will take some time, so you might want to take a break and come back in a few hours. I'm going to end part 9 of this tutorial here, and return to it in part 10 once the rendering is complete. If you find these videos helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. In part 10, we're going to use the video sequence editor to glue the PNGs together into a movie file. See you then.